got lots of stuff on this table.
Sexy table.
Get my wares ready.
Many aware.
What's up, YouTube? It's James from Robin Henry Watches. Adieu.
Adieu. Adieu. Don't tell them to go away.
I don't know.
That's goodbye. Or is it? Until next. I don't know. Don't care.
Who knows?
Cartier.
Right.
We've
anyway,
talked about Rolex for like 50 billion weeks now, and
we can talk about a little bit about Rolex. I'm wearing one today, actually.
Are you?
Yes.
That's nice.
What is it?
It's the OP date 1501, is it not?
It certainly is.
It's the coolest one I've ever seen.
It's a super nice matte grey dial. Almost got a little hint of ghostiness to it.
Ghost. Oh, check the buzzwords in.
I know, right? Beautiful. The engine turn bezel, beautiful condition.
I'm not sure how I feel about that strap on it, but then we seem to have different opinions on straps.
I thought when I paired it, I did that photo with like all the different straps. I did think this one, but I hear you on that. It might be too grey and grey. But
like I said, the dark sort of green.
I might try some other ones.
Really
I've got absolutely loads of straps. So I might try some others on it.
Is that from cnstraps.com?
Yeah, I've got those ones. To be fair, I do want to venture out a bit, but obviously they're quite economical to, use. And they do actually though, not just that, but from the moment that you put it on, brand new, they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Most normal straps, you got to wear them in a little bit.
Yeah.
And you get that.
And it looks a bit kind of crap when it's sat on the table like that, whereas those, they kind of sit flat again for the most part.
Yeah, so like on that one as an example, this is one that I wear a lot. It's not too bad.
Don't spoil the surprise.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Meanwhile,
right, so what?
Whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa, I'm a part of this as well. Sorry, I'll stop trying to flog your wares, but we're on the Seamaster 2...
I'm way too tired.
2.7. I don't know. It's cool anyway. Cool as hell. That two-tone you can see there is
1958.
Actually, yeah, it's two actual different layers on the dial. That out a bit. It looks a bit kind of angled from this, but yeah.
Yeah, it does. And also super well priced. $12.50, 1,250 Great British pounds.
Disgustingly cheap. Someone call Amiga and tell them there's been a robbery. They've probably forgotten they made these at this point, but. Too busy copying Rolex. Anyway, we're not talking about Amiga or Rolex today, are we?
We might talk about Rolex a little bit.
Yeah, we're definitely talking about Rolex.
No, so what we're going to talk today about is some of my Cartiers.
So you collect Cartier, do you?
I do.
Oh.
And actually, when I was thinking about doing this video, I was actually thinking I've been looking at some other watches. I suppose I'll get into that in a minute, but
Pebble.
I do need to work. I can't afford the Pebble. So the Pebble, this video is getting derailed massively. So the Pebble, the Cartier Pebble, which Cartier have just relaunched as part of, I believe it's part of their Privé collection.
For now.
There's 6 known examples. Okay. Now, I don't know if it was earlier this year or last year. I should have researched this. I didn't realise we were going to talk about the Pebble.
That needs to be the motto. Should have researched it.
Yeah, I know. To be fair, we've got other things going on.
It's kind of my job. So
YouTube makes no money for us. This is just a massive investment in time and money, but mostly time. But anyway, there's only 6 known examples. So this watch comes out auction. People are like, what's this? I think it did around 400,000. And they're like, whoa. And then another one went auction, but it went slightly less, 300 and something, like chips money. But then everyone's like, whoa, I want this. Anyway, so Cartier are re-releasing it, but only 150 models. It's 36 millimeter, solid yellow gold, I believe, manual wind movement. And now I know some people are going to disagree on the price. It's 40,000. I actually think that's really good value.
Well, yeah, there's only 150 pieces. But
that's the thing. There's 150 pieces. They're going to be super hard to get. Someone like me has no chance of getting one. Also with me, I'd probably wear it for a bit and be like, eh. But
trouble is, where do you go with that? Because you'd expect them to then go on to try and release it more excessively, but once they price it,
don't do that.
They'd have to do it in steel or something.
Yeah, I guess they could do.
That's the only way I'd see it going to
white
consumer
gold
market.
or platinum or something like that.
It's the only way I can see it going to market properly.
But yeah, I mean, that's going to be super hot. I guess that will be out at some point. Like I said, I didn't even think I was going to talk about that, so I didn't look it up properly.
You know what else is coming to market?
What's that?
But boutique only.
What?
The Red Santos.
Yeah, but that we still don't know much about that. That Red Santos, so that is supposed to be boutique only. It's like their burgundy sort of colour.
Oh, have you got an example of the burgundy?
I do
colour?
have a burgundy one here actually, which we'll talk about.
Is it for sale?
It is for sale.
Oh, sign me up.
Are we getting into a sales pitch this?
No, we're not. Sorry, force the habit. Carry on.
But yeah, that watch is fire. If I can get my hands on one of those, I will happily pay over to get my hands on one of those. Because it just works so well. If I could get, I don't know what size they're doing. I don't really know much about it, but if I could get it in the medium size, plain steel, just that dial, take my money.
Sign me up.
Right, so let's talk about some of my Cartier watches and what I love about Cartier. So we did a video last year about my top 5 Cartier watches. So link that up in the description below.
I'd probably link it up in the top left-hand corner, actually.
Or up there.
But,
anyway, it's linked somewhere.
You do you.
And there I talk about the history of Cartier and the top 5 models. At the moment, my collection is dominated by tanks, which was at number 3, if you can believe. Obviously, the Crash was my number 1. What was my number 2? I think, was it the Tour 2?
I think it was the Tour 2.
I've got one.
Was it the Pasha? Oh, of course it was the Santos.
Pasha. I didn't even know if the Pasha made it. It's probably number 5 if the Pasha.
Pasha's on there, I'm pretty sure. It was like 16 years ago.
No, I didn't put it in.
No,
it was Tour 2 and number 5. 4 was the Panther.
Okay,
3
fine.
was the tank.
That's basically a Santos. Come on.
Please.
Basically.
Anyway, let's get in. Just touch on Cartier. I'm not going to go over all their history again. I'm always flogging this book. At some point, I need to get some royalties on this. If you don't know much about Cartier,
they're going to ask for royalties off us.
or if you're interested,
about £8.
check out this book. It is awesome. It's not just about their watches, but their history in watches. It's about the jewelry as well. And a lot of people, if you don't know much about Cartier, or if you just think it's about jewelry, you don't know. And you need to look into it. Cartier, just straight up facts, popularised, if not invented, the current wristwatch for men.
Of course they did.
It's the number 2 selling brand worldwide, Swiss brand we're talking about. It's literally Rolex, Cartier,
everyone else.
And then everyone else. They dethroned Omega for number 2. That's how big they are. And like I said, the Santos was the first pilot's watch. It was the first popularised wristwatch for men, and it went from there. Anyway, I'm not going to get into too much. Actually, you can always go back to that video and check that out. So let's talk over some of my my fetish pieces here.
Fetish pieces.
So certainly, probably, you know what? I was wearing it a lot. Then I haven't worn it much. I do think it probably needs a new strap.
I think this has caused you the most stress of your Cartier history.
It has. So this is the Solarbeat, which I believe, I had a quick look online. They're still super hard to get, which is, I don't know why that isn't sorted out yet from Cartier. So so I got one of the first ones, and I had to overpay for it. Not grossly overpaid, but as a percentage, it was quite high. I probably paid about 30% over.
You certainly overpaid in your time investment.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the one that I had a pube lodged under the sapphire there. So it had to go off to Cartier. Mappin and Webb locally in Guernsey, though, did me a solid there and got it all sorted out. But obviously, I lost my watch for a bit there. The watch wasn't from them.
So did they.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When it wasn't a quick thing, but yeah, Cartier took their time on it. Nothing to do with Mappin and Webb.
And then probably lost it.
I don't know if lost is the right word. It just. Yeah, it was.
As it feels to know, someone probably just borrowed it, enjoyed it for a few weeks, and then put it back in Cartier's service box.
I'm all about love and sharing, so I hope they enjoyed it. So what's great about this is obviously the movement. It's not quartz because obviously it's not quartz powered; it's solar powered. So it's it's probably the biggest luxury watch brand that has made a big deal about it. But you can go 32 years with just one battery change service. So it does 16 years, but when you put in that metric of 32 years with only having to go in once, that's quite attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just easy. Like for us collectors, we've got lots of watches and lots of them are mechanical. To be able to just pick it up.
Don't forget, it comes on a non-animal leather strap.
A vegan strap.
Made of apples?
It's made of apple skins.
Fantastic.
But here's the stupid thing about that strap. They're too short.
Mm-hmm.
So even though this is the large model, they're not that large. They don't fit. So to be fair, technically it does fit the strap, but I've got to be on the last hole. It's not this one. This is an aftermarket strap, obviously, and not a brilliant one. So I need to look into that. I'm going to get that sorted out.
Do you think this is why Cartier don't talk to us? All we've said about them today is they put pubes under the dial, they lose your watches when you send them in for service, and their straps are crap.
It probably doesn't help, and also the fact that I'm just not on their radar at all. But I do love this watch. The thing about the tank is, for me, is they are, for me, the perfect size. They're not too big, they're not too small, and they're easy to wear because you really don't feel them on your wrist. And also at the price point that they're at, they're actually quite accessible. So
and it's one of those watches that, you know, like every watch collector wants someone to go past and be like, oh, really nice watch, and it does stand out.
I should know how much I paid for it, but I don't.
I haven't got a clue.
I don't know if that makes me look like a bit of a but there's a couple of grand. No, it's close to $3,000 this one because I had to pay over for it. I think if you can get them at list, they're about 2.5 from memory, but they are difficult to get. Do you know what I'm thinking of doing actually, which is a bit like insane, but I actually might put it on a rubber strap. It's just so I can wear it when I'm at the gym and go swimming.
God, I thought you were going to do a George Kramer and stick it on a bracelet. I think it looks quite good on the bracelet, to be fair.
Yeah, I might do. And, you know, I know there's some people I hear a lot of the time, you know, Cartier is all about the design and the heritage. They've got such a deep history, way more than some of your favorite brands like Rolex, way before. Certainly when it comes to design, they don't have an equal, in my opinion. Obviously that's debatable. I know a lot of people are going to be thinking, you know, the size, they're too small, but they're really not. It's just either you get that style or you don't, or you just need to try it and see how your style evolves. Because people have been so, I'm not saying just accustomed, but put into that thing of wearing oversized watches that take up your whole wrist or even hang over. People like Muhammad Ali wore tanks.
Andy Warhol,
just loads. Ralph Lauren, loads of people are making. Those aren't the two most masculine men ever. But you know, they've been worn by such people for a reason. You know, they're just. I personally, for me, I think they're stunning as well, and I think for certainly my size wrist, that's perfect. Anyway, that's the Solarbeat. And that one's staying with me.
It's not for sale.
It's not for sale.
We tried selling you one and nobody wanted it.
What did I do with that one?
You sold it.
Oh yeah,
at a loss, I think.
Yeah, I think I probably did.
You're welcome, world.
Yeah. Right then. Last year. Was it last year? Was it this year?
I don't know which one you're going on to. That one.
The Must tanks.
Well, yeah, they've done them before though.
It was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The coloured ones. Yeah, it was last year.
But they've done them before.
Yeah, in the 70s and 80s. Well, I know I'm just thinking this collection really is fine. So, last year, Cartier decided to revisit the tank Must, and they went back to, you know, the roots with that of when the tank got reinvented in about the 70s, 80s sort of time. They did all sorts of different things of coloured
because the aim was to make it cheaper, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very unpopular with some of the people in the company at Cartier and also some kind of Cartier customers. They wanted to make it more accessible and get it out there to people because they were being super commercial at that time. So anyway, Cartier revisited the Must, which was at the unknown to us at the time, but came out to be a limited production run. Not limited edition, they weren't numbered or anything like that. So you had the burgundy, the green and the blue.
Because they've since discontinued it, haven't they?
Yeah, so you can't get these anymore. They were super popular at the time. They're still selling over list. You can't buy them. They're sold out worldwide.
Oh, but you can.
You can.
Have you left the condom on it still?
Yeah, it's got everything on it.
Ugh. Yeah. Take it off the camera. Show us the shine.
Don't like taking it off. Anyway, so this is the burgundy one, which for me was the best one. We sold quite a few of these, and then I bought this one for me I just haven't got round to it which will be explained in the next watch that I show you. But yeah, I think for me, this colour from that trio was the best.
And it sounds like a really weird thing, but I love how the colour, or colour shouldn't be yawning. I love how the colour like contrasts with the back of the strap as well. It sounds really stupid, but like they've even put thought into that.
Yeah. And these are a really accessible price point. It is over what the original list price, but this one is $2,950. It's very competitive. If you shop around, still stickered. It's a complete set, box and papers. Really cool. Works for men, women, and the dial is just so clean. It's just literally signed Cartier and then Swiss made at the bottom. So you get that.
They used to put the Cartier logo at the bottom, didn't they?
Yeah, but it's kept super clean. And I think that helps give it a bigger appearance because the dial's so. It's got that space there, but it works really well.
Is it made of apple skins, though?
No, it's not made of apple skins.
Point down, Cartier. Maybe they're going to release the apple skin edition of it in a couple of years'
I'm alright with the apple skins, but they just need to make it longer. So, what turned my head and why didn't I wear that one? Well, there was a rumour and then it came out that the Geneva boutique did a limited edition for their clients there, which was like the other just limited production releases, but it was a limited edition, and this one was all black. There was a few differences and it was signed on the back, but then there came the general release. Again, it's a limited production run. I haven't looked back at it to see if they're difficult to get. Thankfully, I got a call from my Cartier contact on the day that they came out. So boom, I was straight in there.
Beautiful.
And this is probably one that I'm wearing the most lately.
You kind of haven't put it down.
Well, the thing is, I wear black every day, so it goes with everything.
It's just a shame. I know it's the point of the boutique edition, but that black stone in the crown would have been the perfect little finisher.
Yeah, I know. So I've got the blue one. But well.
Because can't be choosers, literally.
But no, I love it. I mean, it's the same, the simplicity of the dial is just signed Cartier and Swiss made down at the bottom, but this one for me just works perfect. And as I was saying, especially in the winter, all I wear is black. In the summer, I do get a bit adventurous and I might wear a white t-shirt.
Bit adventurous.
So it just goes with everything. I really like this one. So that one gets a lot of time, so more than the Solarbeat for sure. What else is on my radar? I'm looking for, because I've had quite a lot. I've only got obviously the two Cartiers that I own here, but
you've got some experience with diamonds, haven't you?
So yeah, I had a beautiful Cartier Tortue in white gold with pave diamonds, not on the dial, but on the front of the case. That was a beautiful watch. I know where that one is, and I kind of want it back.
The Santos was the one for me.
Yeah, I had the modern Santos in two-tone with the diamond front on the case as well. We had the Cartier Vendôme, the vintage Cartier Vendôme, and I think that's where I'm going next. So I've been looking and making some offers on vintage Cartier Santos Galbies. That's where my next thing's going. That's what I want.
Nice.
Because for them at that time, that was almost like their answer to the AP Royal Oak or the Nautilus that was there at that time. Okay, maybe not the Nautilus so much, but to AP, they're kind of integrated. I know it wasn't an integrated bracelet, but it was their their luxury sports watch.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm next after. I want to get one from the 70s, 80s, whether it be manual wind or the later quartz ones. So yeah, that's where I'm going with the collection. So I'd be interested to know. I'd love to see if anyone in Guernsey or Jersey is into Cartier. I want to meet.
There's got to be somebody out there.
Yeah. If you're into Cartier and you're in the Channel Islands,
Jimmy needs a friend.
Slide in my DMs. Let's chat. I'd love to see some over here because I'd like access to buy more for my own collection. It's why the only watches that I buy outright generally is Rolex, obviously for the business side, but I put Cartier on there as well in case something nice comes my way that I can buy.
I'd still give a leg or an arm for that Mass Mysterious last year. What this was it? It was this year.
I don't know. Do you know? I don't know what year I'm in, but but it's a thick watch.
I don't care.
If I could have the new Santos de Mons that I talked about ages ago.
Yes.
Are due for a release very soon. I think November, December. But everything just seems to be delayed. There was that one with like the cream lacquer and the black. Different one. I think there was a burgundy one as well. Maybe I can't remember now.
Yes, I'm pretty sure there was burgundy.
I'd love to see one of those. But yeah, I'm gonna take my collecting journey back to the vintage ones.
And you can help us out on this too by buying a red tank.
Yeah, buy that. Beautiful watch. Anyway, while we're here, let's just quickly talk some others. So obviously we picked up on the vintage OP. What year was that again?
1967.
I can't believe that. I swear you're lying.
Pretty certain it's 67.
The condition of that dial is just insane.
It's not 69. My other one was 69.
If you're in Guernsey and you're remotely interested, you should check that out in person to see the condition.
Pictures count to it. There's a reason why every picture that's taken of it is a different colour.
Yeah, I know.
It's because
it's super hard to like photograph it honestly, because it just, like in here at the moment, because it's quite dark. Well, in this portion of the table, it's got that kind of black. This one, I always knew this one would be a bit of a hard sell because I like the different stuff. So this is the one of my more recent purchases.
Your watch to end all watches.
Listen, I never said that, and I would never say that.
No.
People say to me all the time, like someone did this morning, "Oh, I want to buy a watch and that be it." Good luck with that.
We all want to buy one watch and that be it.
I mean, that's the dream, but it never happens. People say that, and I'm sure they do, like the person said it this morning, you know who you are. You mean it, but when you've had one...
Well, it's like the other thing that's on this table's turning my head, and I've just found my forever watch, supposedly.
There's no forever watch.
Never.
Anyway, so I bought this one a few months ago, and my pain is your gain. Because these retail 13,400, or is it 13?
It's in that bracket.
It's well over 13 grand.
And you want a mere
9,900.
Yes.
And maybe there's some negotiation there. So you're going to get, if you're interested in this, you've got a solid 18 karat yellow gold watch. They wear really well for two reasons. One, it's a 39 millimeter. And two, the brushed finishes, it really doesn't mark up easily.
Yeah, you wore it loads.
It's a full set. It's like new. It's thousands off list. And the green dial is absolutely stunning.
It's very Harrods-esque, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is reminiscent of that. But I'd like to see one next to another one, this next to the Harrods one, because I've had a few of the Harrods ones and they've sold really well, to see if the green's different. My gut tells me it's a bit different, but
it must be.
I would need to see one again.
I think Harrods would have something to say if it was the exact same shade.
What are they going to say? They don't get a say in...
Don't use our colour, Tudor. Or else.
Pretty sure Tudor would be like... Anyway, more sexiness in the gold front on the table. It is the price of it. It's the Rolex Day Date 1803 from 1970. It's got the wide boy dial as well, which is rare to come across them. But more importantly, again, the condition on this dial, the handset, the bezel and the case is in excellent condition.
I'd almost use the word flawless.
You're never going to get flawless with a vintage watch, but this is as close to that as you can get. And if you can really check out the detail on the dial and the condition of it, that's where the money is on this watch. And I say that's where the money is on this watch. Comparatively on the world market, the price on this is exceptional.
Yeah.
It's £7,750. If you think about it like this, it's a solid 18 karat yellow gold Rolex Day Date, as in, you know, their flagship range, for less than the price of a current steel Datejust.
It's nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Plus, you get the cachet of not being another, you know, like everyone else who works in an office. Get yourself something vintage. It's got character and some history behind it.
And the gold is it's a different kind of gold. It's got a really kind of...
It's soft.
Yeah.
So it's not like an audacious gold. And that's the benefit of it not being on a bracelet. Because if this was on a bracelet, you're talking 16, 17... even 20 grand.
I think it's more tasteful off the bracelet. You've paired it really well with that strap as well.
You can change the look easily with the straps. It's got the original Rolex buckle, pin buckle there. and yeah, because of the condition, it's like wearing a modern watch. I mean, I wouldn't want to go diving in it, but yeah, that for me right now is the best that we have in the shop.
Hands down.
So definitely worth checking out. And if you're worried about the size, don't be. Although it's the classic 36mm, they wear exceptionally well. You know, proper people that have worn them over the years, obviously.
Soprano.
Yeah, Tony Soprano is probably that's the one which I use more often with people because he was a big guy and it wears very well on his wrist.
The good presidents wore it, supposedly.
Yeah, I went to a few of them. God, that was some time back. I was obviously the first watch that came out with the day on it.
Yes.
Back in the 50s. So loads of history with that. Stunning. So if you're after a Rolex and you got a bit more to spend, that's probably where I would say put
I'd
your money.
almost say it is the Rolex.
For that price, trust me as well, you look back in a few years, I know I'm going to be like, oh my God, I sold it for just...
But that's what I mean is, when you say Rolex someone, that is probably the stereotypical one that comes up. And it's probably the one that's least out there as well.
Yeah, to some degree. I think probably, you know, the stereotypical nowadays, it's the steel sports, the sub, for sure. Yeah, everyone's got a sub.
But to Joe Public on the street, I think they think gold, day-date, you know, gold, shiny, opulent.
And it is. And classic. It's beautiful. Anyway, I think we've ranted on enough.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're interested in Cartier, check out our previous video on that. We'll link it up.
Thank you to our sponsors, Cartier and the Cartiers. Jokes. No one knows who we are.
No one sponsors us.
Thanks for tuning in.
Maybe we could find like, I don't know, like a drain clearing company or a toilet company.
I've seen respectable channels I follow, not just in watches, but throughout YouTube that are sponsored by the worst stuff. There's one I follow that I really like and they're really well known within their sector and they're sponsored by a hair loss company.
Yeah, I'd do that. Maybe if there's any companies in Guernsey or Jersey and you want to sponsor me and get yourself some great quality viewing numbers.
You never know. 1,000 subs is not to be sniffed at, right?
Yeah, it's better than one.
Yeah.
Cool. On that note, check out the shop robinhenrywatches.com.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.